Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Unnamed Podcast. And of course, I'm your host Akash, aka Evil Monkey. The Unnamed Podcast में मैं बात करता हूँ कुछ ऐसी अमेजिंग पर्सनालिटीज़ के साथ जो अपने काम से अपनी लाइफ में तो चेंजेस ला ही रहे हैं, साथ ही साथ सोसाइटी में भी चेंजेस ला रहे हैं. And in case you are that somebody who are doing some really great work in your life और दूसरों की लाइफ को भी चेंज करने में आप अहम भूमिका निभा रहे हैं, then well, what are you waiting for? If you want to be featured on this podcast, write me an email on evilmonkeyden@gmail.com या फिर आप हमारे फेसबुक पेज द अननेम्ड पॉडकास्ट बाय ईवल मंकी पर जाकर पेज को लाइक कर सकते हैं और मुझे वहां पर भी मैसेज ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं. चलिए आज के शो की बात करते हैं. वेल, द मैन हु आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक टुडे ऑन माय शो, हिज नेम इज विजेंद्र मोहंती और आई नो विमो फॉर मोर देन आई थिंक up to I know him from 2013 and well, we started working for a news organization, but Vimo was working over there as a features editor, or I got to know that he actually was a comic book writer, and that was very intriguing for me because working in a news organization and then being a comic book writer are two absolutely different things. So that's how like we started interacting because I am a huge comic book buff. So yeah, और धीरे धीरे like as life moves on, we left the company और Vimo started working for Epified. Yeah, the channel which gave you animated Hindu mythology short stories. और उसके बाद he has been to amazing things that he has done in his life. तो चलिए विमो से बात करते हैं. Let's figure out that what new is he coming up with and how his basically journey started into the world of comic book writing. Hello Vijayendra, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. Long time. How have you been?
I've been good, यार. मतलब I think we are talking to each other like post नीति सेंट्रल. अब तो सीधा ऐसे लग रहा है मुझे, है ना?
Yes. But I think for the purposes of everyone who is listening in 2020, you need to explain what Niti Central was because it no longer exists.
So like Niti Central was the website that was by I don't remember the guy who was the owner of the whole organization. I forgot his name.
That's okay. He's not important.
So like but the main purpose was that it was like the mouthpiece for BJP and the right wing, and
Yes.
like and to promote Narendra Modi as the
pro-wing news and opinions web portal.
you can say pro right views and opinions के लिए हमारा web portal था. And so
Yeah.
you were working there as the feature editor, right?
Features editor, yes.
हाँ तो सही है. एंड लाइक विद फीचर एडिटर वर्किंग इन नीति सेंट्रल जो बिल्कुल ही राइट विंग पूरा पॉलिटिकल काम वाम था, एंड यू वर आल्सो वर्किंग इन द कॉमिक बुक सीन इन इंडिया, राइट?
Yes. That has always been I've been doing on the side, even though many people who there are like journalism is one thing and comic book writing is another thing, and that two don't really mix very well because I have had people in the office, like my boss, who we shall not name, will not name anyone, okay? Cool, because yeah, so they said, yeah, this comic thing has to stop, right? Like this comic thing you can't continue doing, and I said, sue me, I'm going to continue writing comic books.
नहीं सही है. बट ठीक है, मतलब I never had any squabble with the man who we cannot name. तो मतलब मेरे साथ तो बिल्कुल ही चिल वाला सिनेरियो.
They're not important. We can name them. They're not important enough to be given exposure. That's my point.
हाँ नहीं सही है. तो अब ये बताओ यार, like way back in 2015 और अब, so like your journey has been very adventurous. So tell me कैसा रहा? How was your whole journey as far as professional life has been concerned?
So I was born in the year 1983.
ये बहुत पुराना हो गया.
So you're asking me what I did after Niti Central?
Yeah.
So after Niti Central, I moved to Mumbai, where I joined a company called Culture Machine, and we started a YouTube channel called Epified, which was about Indian history, mythology, culture, and all that. So right. I ran that for 2 years. Like the first year I ran it by myself, and the second year we had some help. A bunch of people joined, so I had a good, good little hardworking team to help me with work. And after that, I left like Mumbai. I left Culture Machine. I stayed on in
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai for some more time to just write by myself. But then I
Okay.
realized that the side projects that I was doing from home to make some money were not paying enough to sustain living in Mumbai, because I'm not from Mumbai. I'm
Okay.
from a smaller town, and so I figured अगर मुझे घर से ही काम करना है, so why don't I actually do घर से? So I came back home, and I've been working from here since then. And since then, I've done multiple personal projects like
Sahi.
podcasts, videos, live streams. I do Instagram live every day at 10 p.m. And that's a
Hmm.
little community that we've built up. I do Twitter. I'm basically a social media person. I create content for social media, and
Hmm.
most of it is commentary on contemporary India and politics.
तो मैं तुमसे पूछा था कि the Insta live that you do, so what is the content there?
Well, the content is that at 10 p.m. every day, a bunch of people gather up and talk. It's like we inside the chat we call it Tapri, because that's
Okay.
what it is. We gather, we talk about the day's biggest news items, but also about animation, comic books, entertainment, Netflix series, random stuff in people's personal lives. On every Saturday, today is Saturday. Every
Okay.
Saturday, some people come on live video also, and we talk. One person will show us their cats. Another person will talk about something that has been bothering them with respect to their family, stuff like
Hmm.
that. So
Oh.
it's a community building exercise that happens on my Instagram account. But and it happens, I'm kind of the host of it, because I'm the person who's on camera, but I'm reading everyone's comments, and people are talking to each other also.
Oh, nice. That's interesting. So, Abhi, if we get into your main core, जो तुम्हारा है, which is fiction and comic book writing. So,
Yeah.
what was your inspiration for that, getting into that kind of a writing idea?
Well, I honestly don't know how to answer that, because I've been writing stories since I was a kid. So
Mm-hmm.
it is something I have enjoyed a lot always, and I'm kind of okay with it. Like, I'm decent at it. So I figured if there was a way to make money while writing. And one of the conclusions I came to early on in my life is that, hey, journalism is like, you get paid to write, right? So let's
Hmm.
do that. So I went there, and then I realized I had no stomach for politics and news and journalism, etc. So I didn't really pursue that very long. I was a news desk person at an online portal in Mumbai for 2 years, but I didn't enjoy
Hmm.
it much. Then 26/11 happened, the Mumbai attacks happened, and
Right.
my interest in politics, just skyrocketed. International politics, for international relations, etc. And time passed, and it came to a point where I actually became a journalist again. I started writing about politics. That was how I got into Niti Central. But at that point of time, I was a conservative politically.
Hmm.
When Niti Central ended, I went to Mumbai. Sometime over the course of 2016, I started describing myself as an atheist, which is, someone who does not believe in God. And
Okay.
that helped remove myself from the Hindutva politics.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to
Correct.
the extent that right now I am no longer, I do not describe myself as a right winger. My
So,
love for storytelling and comic books, etc., has remained a constant through all this. So I wrote a
hmm.
comic book series called Ravanayan, and I have written a podcast. I'm writing a fantasy podcast called Yugantar, जिसका एक season complete हुआ है, but the second season will start sometime before December. I'm writing multiple comic books for Holy Cow Publications, which is my publisher.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I don't know how it started. I know that this is not something that is ever likely to end. I'm not going to stop telling stories.
Correct. So, interestingly, you said that you are an atheist, but all of your culture, your comic book writing, and everything, it revolves around Hindu mythology, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's kind of inescapable. Like that's our default fodder, right? Even in
Mm.
Bollywood, if you look at a lot of movies, the sorry, you were saying something?
No, I was not.
Okay, so even in Bollywood, if you look at any family drama, it kind of closely resembles the Mahabharata, and a lot of stories about heroes and villains have the Ramayana as a foundation in one way or another.
Hmm.
So our stories, like I have never been to Jamia, but one of my seniors was a Jamia student, and she told me while doing film studies that one of the things that, like, I don't know if this was part of the course material, but she said that if you look at any old Hindi movie, you will find that at its foundation is the Mahabharata. Many,
Okay.
many Indian stories have Mahabharata as their foundation, as some kind of template from the Mahabharata taken and applied to a modern day contemporary story. So I think for Indian storytellers, it is quite difficult to remain completely free from mythology. There are people who do it successfully. I, however, am not that original. So early on, a lot of my work was retellings. I was retelling the Ramayana, I was retelling the Mahabharata. I was trying to bring some amount of originality to them, but by and large, it was mythological. Now the work I'm doing is still mythological, but my bent, my the bent that I have right now is that I am trying to imagine gods of the future, which is
Okay.
partly what Yugantar is. The science fiction ebook that I published recently called Darshan, you may have heard of it because I sent you multiple links.
Right.
So that is also about, it's kind of mythological, but it is set in the year 2050. So yeah, so it's basically, the idea is to, mythology is something everyone enjoys. The idea is to introduce people to new ideas through something familiar, while at the
Right.
same time remaining careful so that you don't end up reinforcing age-old biases and discriminatory practices.
Correct. True. Very interesting. Very interesting. And also, what was your inspiration behind your comic book Ravayanan?
Vivek Goel, who's a publisher and artist of Ravanan, wanted to do a story about a villain, basically a dark figure. Initially, we thought we would do it about Duryodhan, but then we settled on Ravan. And that's how, like, not much thought went into this choice of the subject. It seemed like an obvious choice. But once we decided to do it, we figured that instead of making it, the Ramayana is, if the like, there is a tendency in modern India to think of the Ramayana as a very simplistic story, but it is not. It's actually like, we tend to think of it as Ram hero, Ravan villain. But
Right.
we figured that is it possible to tell a story that is a retelling of the Ramayana where nobody is the villain, and you look at everyone's motivations. You look at even the motivation of the extremely bad person, so-called, in the Ramayana, which is the ultimate villain, Ravan, and maybe tell a story from that point of view. So that's what we did. We added a little bit of our own imagination. Vivek loves to draw war scenes, so he was also quite happy, and that's how it came. He just likes to draw people fighting. Seriously, that's all he needs. You ask him to draw a
Irrespective.
bunny rabbit and a sparrow, and he'll have them fighting with laser beams and divine weapons.
Interesting. Interesting. And how was the experience of working with Epiphyte?
Lovely. I enjoyed it a lot. I learned a lot about running a YouTube channel because for the first year there weren't many people who were doing it with me. Like we had an entire team taking care of the back end of the YouTube thing, but there were a lot of things. Like you look at a YouTube video. If you're not a creator, you look at a YouTube video and you think that एक video बनाना है, record करना है, phone पे upload कर देना है. But then you realize the importance of A, editing, B, transcribing, C, adding notes to the video itself, writing a caption, tagging, using a thumbnail, making the thumbnail look appealing. And there are so many things that go into the making of a proper YouTube channel that I learned about it. And of course, the work itself was something to my liking. We were pretty much producing and uploading a single video every single day. So I was waking up. The moment I woke up, I wrote a script. Then I finished up I ate and I paid and I went to office. While I was going to the office, I was sending the script that I had written by WhatsApp to the artist. And while the artist was drawing the art, I was in office getting the voiceover actor to read out the entire script, so that by the time the audio came to me, the art had also come to me. Then I sat on the computer and I made I animated the whole thing, made the video, and by evening, by 7 or 8 p.m., sometimes even midnight, we had uploaded the video. So it was quite a grind. It was quite a grind, and I really enjoyed it for 1 year. After which, I really
you reached a saturation point.
Yeah, burnt out, totally burnt out. But then more people came in and helped me. One of the first Indian YouTube channels whose content appeared on a television channels.
Exactly. So I think the Epiphyte TV channel, then they started publishing your content also, right?
Epic. The TV channel was called Epic, and a lot of people think that Epic and Epiphyte are related, but they were not. Epiphyte started, I don't know, Epic channel I don't know which started first, but Epic and Epified were completely different. Epic contracted with Culture Machine to syndicate the content that was going up on the Epified channel, and they, telecast it as fillers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But not own Epified. Epified was a separate entity run by us, and Epic entered into a contract with Culture Machine to use the content.
Okay, but it was a very interesting concept, like for Epified, like you were telling all the interesting Hindu mythological stories, and it was in an art form. So I think it made it more interesting for people to see it also and listen to the stories.
Yeah, and it was like even today I get messages from people who say that, hey, when will the Mahabharat series start? And I tell them, guys, I have left that job. Like if someone else gets hired to continue it, they can, but I don't work there anymore. Like the Epified channel is no longer on air, so to speak.
Right, and I think that kind of an art form that you introduced, I think वो फिर बाद में बहुत सारे लोगों ने acquire किया to publish their
Yeah,
own work, isn't it?
it's not as if we invented it. It had been in circulation for a number of places. It was mostly being used for educational content. It still is, and Epified was kind of educational content. What we did was that we used it to tell stories, actual fiction. So that was one thing.
Correct. और अभी आजकल like you are doing more of video game feeds and all. So आजकल which is the one video game that you're playing अभी बिल्कुल ही like?
I'm mostly playing a game called Hearthstone, which is a card game. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
So Hearthstone, have you heard of World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I have heard of that.
So World of Warcraft, like it's a universe, right? So it's owned by a company called Blizzard. There are characters, etc., and those same characters appear as cards in Hearthstone. Hearthstone is basically two players sitting in front of each other and playing cards on a table. It's obviously an online game, but it's very engaging and it requires a lot of strategic thinking. So that's what I've been playing a bunch of other games also, but my favorite genre remains strategy and card games.
Okay, so it's more like if you remember बचपन में जब हम लोग वो WWE के trump cards वो करते थे, it's something like that.
Kind of, yes. But इसमें और भी मतलब there are more dynamics. There are spells that you can apply to like you play a card which has 4 attack and 3 life, but you can turn it into a more powerful card by applying a magic spell to it.
So it's more like a crossover of playing cards and Dungeons and Dragons, isn't it?
Yeah. It's basically the fantasy genre of games is what this would belong in. I think I'm not a gaming expert by any means, but I was tired of looking at gaming feeds full of PUBG. So I figured, is there something more? So every single gaming channel you go to, people are playing PUBG or Fortnite, which is basically some idiot running around with a gun and shooting at walls. So I figured, can there be more to this? So I got a few more games, and I'm actually right now in the process of experimenting with multiple games. Streaming also, game streaming is kind of saturated. So let's see where that goes. Like I may not stream games forever, but I will definitely play games forever.
नहीं exactly and I think लोगों को लगता है कि video game is just like waste of time and all, but I don't think so it is like that. I think it's
not at all. There are people who have made entire careers for themselves in esports. Gaming tournaments happen in India. Obviously it's not much of an industry because of our low bandwidth and low internet speeds, but a place like South Korea where internet speeds are at a global high, the fastest internet in the world is in South Korea. So they have a very vibrant gaming culture, and some of the world's most successful esports teams come from South Korea.
It was हाँ ये बात तो तुम्हारी बिल्कुल सही है. और like if we talk about like comic books, so like given a chance कि like अगर तुम्हें कोई बोले कि भाई if you have to reimagine or you have to rewrite a comic book, so which one would you go for?
I would say no, actually. Why would I reimagine someone else's writing?
But still,
I don't see. I told you I've been rewriting and retelling mythological stories for such a long time that I've lost all taste for it. These days, I actually say no to mythological projects. To retell something, if someone gave me, like, Byomkesh Bakshi was an old TV series, but Byomkesh Bakshi is also a new movie. So if something like that comes along, I would jump at it. But the number of things that will get me excited enough to engage with on that level, it's kind of limited. Like Byomkesh Bakshi, definitely, I would jump at it. Vikram Betal, yes, I would love to do another Vikram Betal, but in a modern context. there are plenty of things. I do not want to touch mythology anymore, but there are plenty of folktale related concepts that I would love to do again, or even modern superhero stories. If Marvel Comics asked me to reinvent one of their superheroes, I doubt it is going to happen because that's not what they do. But if they wanted to imagine a character of theirs or write a one-shot story about them in sort of like a Sandman fashion, I would love to do it.
हाँ, so something like जैसे बैटमैन के इतने सारे renditions हैं, maybe something a new rendition for.
Elseworlds version.
Pardon?
Elseworlds. Have you heard of Elseworlds?
नहीं, I haven't.
So DC Comics has this culture of imagining their stories and characters in situations that are not the mainstream DC narrative. So there's a movie called Justice League: Gods and Monsters.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Instead of being brought up in Kansas, was brought up in Mexico. There is another one called Superman: Red Sun, where Superman was brought up in Soviet Russia. So they try to imagine alternate realities. So if something like that were to happen in an Indian storybook universe, I would love to do it. In fact, I actually do have some outlines of stories which kind of sort of deal with even Yugantar, the podcast story that I'm talking about, I spoke about earlier, is set in a parallel Indian feeling reality where Gandharvas are government servants, gods have space age technology, and Rakshasas are atheists. And Rakshasas don't have have a heritage of gods. They have a heritage of heroes. But Gandharvas are subservient to the gods, and I'm kind of taking elements from mythology but telling new stories.
Right. That's an interesting way of putting things. Yeah. ये तो सही. So अभी जैसे हाँ, तो और भी जैसे लॉकडाउन चल रहा है, so like इस लॉकडाउन में have you acquired any new skill apart from like podcasting and writing or something like that?
I tried to experiment with visual effects. Like I got a green screen, I stood in front of it. I even tried to put it in effect in some of the YouTube videos I do. I had this idea that I kind of abandoned of doing a short film kind of thing, but mostly because I had difficulty writing it. The visual effects are easy to do, where there's an island floating in space and it is full of books. I was going to film it on my table. And there's one guy who's roaming around in this world full of gigantic books. And he comes across another planet and, stuff happens. All of Earth has been destroyed and he's the only one left and stuff.
Okay. So that's an interesting way of putting things.
Yeah, that's one thing. Plus, live streaming के लिए भी बहुत कुछ सीखना पड़ा. Like you pick up one skill that you have to pick up for one thing, and along with come 5 different things that you have to learn.
Absolutely.
Like live streaming, for example. Have you live streamed on your YouTube channel ever?
I haven't live streamed on my YouTube channel.
Okay. So Instagram live streaming is extremely easy. You point your phone at your face, you click live, you're live.
Exactly.
For going live on YouTube, you can do it the simple way. Obviously, there is a go live button on the YouTube app. But if you want to do it personally, as many gamers do, there is an entire setup, and an open broadcasting system is a software called OBS. There are services like Stream Elements and that allow you to have fancy effects on screen when you are live to show graphic. Basically, you can run an entire news channel from your home, a live news channel from your home, if you have good bandwidth. So that is also, the whole length and breadth of that skill is something very fascinating to explore that I'm also kind of exploring right now.
Nice. So like you are exploring more avenues. So you're not doing any cooking thing, huh?
Any?
You're not doing any cooking thing.
Cooking thing?
हाँ, जैसे like अभी वो लोग बहुत सारा challenges आ गए थे ना बीच में lockdown में, like people were doing these coffee challenges and stuff like that.
Okay. No, if I cooked, the reason I don't cook is because I care about my family's life. If I cook, I would die.
Okay. And like lastly, tell me this thing, like if somebody young is listening to us and like they want to get into comic book writing or fiction writing, so what is one thing that you want to tell them?
So this question actually gets far more often than you would suspect. So I have an entire video about this on my YouTube channel. So it's called Becoming a Comic Book Writer in India. Basic advice, don't do it. Because basic advice is don't do it because it looks like something fun, but it is not going to make you enough money. It is not going to make you enough money to make you love it. Because if you enter it with the expectation that this will become your full-time job, it's not going to work. Do it for fun. And while you're doing it, the most sustainable strategy for the coming future is learn multiple skills. Like my thing is that I try to learn every single thing I come across. I have the most fun thing I'm doing right now is I'm trying to learn how to build a game. A very basic game through Unity and Unreal Engine. It's difficult to understand and difficult to pick up. I don't even know if I'll go all the way, but that's okay because every year I pick up 10 projects and 9 out of them don't work out. But I think it's a good way to go forward because at least if you try 10 things, you'll figure out what you're not going to do at least. And then you can focus on the thing that does make you a little optimistic about your future. So try your hand at multiple things. Don't look at one thing and say either this or bust, because that's not only a bad, professional strategy. It's also a very demoralizing thing because then you start defining yourself as one thing. I'm a writer and I will not become anything else. So get into marketing, get into blogging, get into running a YouTube channel, run a community, do live streams, make videos. The digital world has so many avenues that you can explore. I have done recently a course on audio fiction, which is about creating audio drama, audio plays for radio. And I would not have imagined the kind of difference it makes because not all stories make for good audio stories, and not all audio stories can become good cinema.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm sure this all is not brand new information to you because you have been an audio person for a long time, and even in Niti Central, you were in charge of the podcasts, right?
Right.
But I haven't asked you anything about you. What have you been up to?
So what I have been up to so many things past Niti Central. So like I have been working. There are so many things. Like I was working for a brief moment. I was working for Comic Con, and uske baad I started working freelance for a lot of companies. I was doing content writing and stuff like that. Or radio was always the part of the whole journey. I was still working for radio and all. Or abhi recent mein I was working with Dainik Jagran, so they had this collaboration with Alexa. So I was working, I was taking care of the whole project for them. So matlab aisa hi chal raha hai, matlab my is like I'm trying different avenues for myself also.
Okay, so I guess that's a very fancy way of saying that you're exactly like me. You're unemployed.
Employed and unemployed, बिल्कुल employed होकर भी unemployed है.
I guess that's like most of India right now.
Exactly, very true. Sahi. Chalo, thank you very much, Vimo, for coming on the Unnamed podcast and talking to me. And it was lovely talking to you for such a long time. Yeah.
Wait, this podcast is called the Unnamed Podcast.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just named it the Unnamed Podcast.
There's a film studio called Untitled Productions. Was that the inspiration?
No, I had no idea. So the idea was, I thought I would be the only smartest person on this whole damn planet who will name his podcast the Unnamed Podcast. But when I went and I named it, I published it on Anchor, and when I saw it that like there are hundreds of people have named their podcast the Unnamed Podcast. And I'm like, yeah.
पहले रिसर्च करना था ना, पहले रिसर्च करके जाना था.
हाँ, so it happened like on one fine day. I just said कि ठीक है, I'll start doing a podcast for myself. So ऐसे ही हो गया बस.
Oh, okay.
सही है. चलो.
Great. Very nice talking to you.
Oh, yeah, it was lovely talking to you for such a long time, yaar. And hopefully, if you come back to Delhi, we'll catch up soon.
Come back to Delhi. Okay. I'm the fantasy writer, and you're writing fantasy right now.
It's okay. Chalo. Thank you very much, man.
Yep, same here. Bye, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
सो आई होप कि आपको ये एपिसोड ऑफ द अननेम पॉडकास्ट बेहद पसंद आया हो एंड इफ यू आर एंजॉइंग दिस कंटेंट डोंट फॉरगेट टू फॉलो दिस पॉडकास्ट वेयर एवर you are getting your podcast at, and of course if you want to be featured on this podcast feel free to drop me an email on evilmonkeyden@gmail.com या फिर आप हमारे Facebook पेज द अननेम पॉडकास्ट बाय ईवल मंकी पर जाकर वहां पर भी पेज को लाइक कर सकते हैं एंड ड्रॉप मी अ मैसेज telling me that you want to be featured on this podcast. Well, मैं आपसे मिलूंगा अगले एपिसोड में ऑफ द अननेम पॉडकास्ट. Till then, you guys stay cool, stay tight, and live life human size.